How's it going, good people of YouTube? Welcome to another concept series video. This one is Rippers. Rippers, specifically Rippers Resurrected. Now, Rippers is an RPG, well, tabletop RPG from Pinnacle Entertainment Group, which is basically, it's Monster Hunters. It's like Van Helsing meets Bloodborne in a way. There's like monster hunters, and there's different types of hunters. Like you have like the masked crusaders, which are like your folks that go within cities and they hunt monsters within the cities. You have like the old worlders, which are like that's like your werewolf hunters. You have slayers, which are literally vampire slayers. It's pretty cool. But this one is Rippers as an online multiplayer action horror game. The core concept. Rippers Resurrected Online transforms the pulp horror tabletop RPG Rippers Resurrected from Pinnacle Entertainment Group into a fast-paced cooperative multiplayer online game set in a gritty Victorian-inspired world where the monstrous cabal, led by the infamous Jack the Ripper, threatens humanity. Players take on the role of the elite monster hunters known as Rippers, augmented with forbidden Rippertech, implanted organs, and abilities harvested from slain monsters. Rippers form squads to track, trap, and eradicate supernatural threats across fog-shrouded cities and cursed wilds. This game would emphasize tactical, narrative-driven co-op gameplay, which would be inspired by the original game itself. Some of the online matches would be structured as episodic hunts lasting 30 to 60 minutes, blending real-time action with light RPG elements like skill checks and risk-reward decisions. Players customize their Rippers with a modular Rippertech, manage a shared company, which is like a guild-like base, and uncover a persistent world story where Cabal schemes evolve based on player actions. The game would support 4 to 8 player squads for co-op hunts with an optional PvP Ripper duel for bragging rights. There would be cross-platform play, so PC console, which would ensure accessibility with seamless drop-in, drop-out for casual sessions. Monetization would be a buy-to-play model with cosmetic expansions avoiding pay-to-win to honor the tabletop's balanced spirit. Key features. The key features make the meat and potatoes of this entire concept. Character creation and progression. You would start as a novice hunter, so you would be like either a former soldier, an occult scholar, or just a street urchin, stuff like that. And graft Rippertech like werewolf claws for melee ferocity or vampire senses for stealth scouting. Progression ties to strain management, a resource that builds from overuse, risking monstrous mutations if unchecked. You would level up via a skill web, with branching paths unlocking edges, perks like Bully for intimidation or Quick for dodging. Some of the co-op hunts. So squads tackle procedurally generated missions in dynamic zones like London alleys, Transylvanian ruins, which would, the core loop would be investigate clues, mini puzzles, set traps, engage in hybrid combat, real-time dodging, plus ability combos. and harvest Rippertech from bosses. Environmental hazards, so things there would be environmental hazards, so things like collapsing crypts and betrayals, NPCs turning Cabal could to add a bit of tension, you know. Company management, so your guild's headquarters is a customizable Victorian lodge. Recruit NPCs, research new tech, and vote on global events. Companies compete in seasonal Cabal sieges, which are like massive raids where alliances form to assault mega dungeons. Some of the social and narrative layers, so voice chat with in-game Ripper journals for roleplay, a living world calendar tracks lunar phases affecting monster spawns with player-voted story branches. So things like, save the queen or sabotage a rival company, stuff like that. Some of the multiplayer modes, so there would be co-op campaigns, story arcs spanning weeks with branching outcomes. Endless mode, survive waves against escalating Cabal hordes. PvP arenas, so Ripper versus Ripper and Coliseum style bouts using modified Rippertech. Some of the gameplay mechanics. Combat fuses action fluidity with RPG depth. So there would be a hybrid system. So there'd be real-time movement, aiming, but but trigger resolve checks, quick time events, or die roll simulations. For Savage Worlds authenticity, so things like high stakes shot might require a timing minigame to hit a weak point. You have your Rippertech synergy. Implants have synergies, so things like bat wings plus spider silk for aerial web slinging, but impose complications like light sensitivity, hot swap gear. You can hot swap gear mid-hunt for adaptability. Risk management. Harvesting from kills can corrupt your Ripper, leading to fun or disastrous mutations. Embrace the beast within for power spikes, or surge for stability. Alright, now let's get into the expansions. Now these are like the DLCs, whatnot. Some of the expansions would release quarterly, each adding new eras, biomes, and Cabal threats while building on the core lore. It would be 15 to it'd be priced at like what, $15 to $20, something like that. They include new Rippertech trees, zones, and crossover events. So here's kind of an example of some of the expansions that could be within the game. So, expansion title: Bloodlines of Raj. So it's an Indian subcontinent zones. So there's like were-tigers. There's were-tiger Rippertech, colonial intrigue plots, which would introduces faction alliances with Maharaja hunters. Yeah. Some of the theme tie-in, it expands Victorian globetrotting to British India, uncovering Cabal spice trade rituals and stuff like that. Another one, Shadow over St. Petersburg, the Russian tundra. Some of the key additions: Russian tundra biomes, frost giant graphs for cold resistance, Tsarist conspiracy czarist conspiracy campaigns within the um, expansion, which adds eclipse events for day-night flips. Uh, the theme tie-in, right? So it dives into Slavic folklore with Rasputin-inspired cabal lieutenants challenging Ripper orthodoxy. Pretty cool. Next up, you have Curse of the Wild West. This one is cool. So, um, American frontier maps, gunslinger archetypes, zombie coyote implants, crossovers with Deadlands style Weird West elements. Be like a little crossover, you know? This would blend Ripper's horror with Pinnacle's Deadlands as Cabal agents smuggle tech across the Atlantic. Pretty cool. A next one, Infernal Machines. So some of the additions: steampunk airship hubs, clockwork demon tech, industrial espionage modes, introduces vehicle combat and crafting minigames. The theme: late Victorian shift to Edwardian era, where Cabal engineers mass-produce hybrid monsters. Um, Next up, we have Eternal Reckoning. This is, I know, remember, this is all examples. This is all examples, right? Eternal Reckoning. This would be a major DLC. So, global mega event, player voted apocalypse arc. That's some of the key additions. So, it's a global mega event with player what is it? Player voted Apocalypse Arc, Legacy mutations for veteran Rippers, unlocks Resurrected mode with permadeath stakes. The theme tie-ins accumulates in Jack the Ripper's return, reshaping the world based on prior expansion choices. Yeah, this is my idea for a Rippers video game concept. Pretty cool. What do you guys think? If you were gonna make a Rippers game, how would you do it? What would you do? Would you follow this formula, or would you come up with your own? Write it down in the comments below. And thank you for your viewership. I appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That's everything. I'll catch you guys in the next one.